Good evening and welcome back. We're doing back-to-back at Pinconning area Spartans. Jeff Doan and Mike Wasdala. Glad to have you along. And Keelan Bromberg is doing the filming, directing, and producing again this week. Mike, it is a great crisp football night in early September.
I'll tell you what, Jeff, this is football weather. Not like that first night when it was real hot, real humid, a little crisp in the air, and we're just about ready for your second week in a row up here in Pinconning area.
In Cisco, we'll do the kickoff, and boy, he puts that in a nice flat area. Very nice job by number 3, McDaniels. He does what he's instructed to do, and that's just pounce on that ball and not try and pick it up and do anything fancy.
Good start by McDaniel. Good smart play right there by McDaniel, Jeff. They'll come away with good field position. They'll be about the 33, maybe the 34-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Flint United Jaguars.
And, you know, I think that's also showing respect for the return ability and the speed that they put in their back line.
Well, and, you know, that football's not round, so it takes some funny bounces. So you just never know what might happen, and you could recover it. But 1st and 10 for the Jaguars at their own 33.
Looks like they got Josh Thomas will be the quarterback for the Flint Jaguars, as it's 1st and 10 from the 34. Out of the shotgun. First snap is errant to the wide side, and that ball is out. It's up in the air a long time, but the pass is completed. And that one goes to Clark. So that ball up in the air a long time. Boy, your defense has got to chirp and let you know it's there. The offense adjusted very well to the ball, but errant snaps could be the difference in this game tonight as the quarterback went far to his right to snag the first one.
Well, he was way back in the shotgun, and the DB from Pinconning just did not see the football. Jeff had hung up there for a long time, so it's 1st and 10 for the Jaguars inside Pinconning territory.
Trying to run to the near side of the field. There is nowhere to go. Great job of contain by Reski, number 6, and he had company coming in the form of Pickett. So there was a little holding going on at the point of attack, but Pinconning really flowed to the football on a 3-yard loss.
Well, good job by Reski, just stringing it out, just letting him run right to the sidelines until he got some of his Pinconning buddies coming over to help him, Jeff, and that's what you got to do. You cannot let the running back or the quarterback turn that corner and go north and south, no pun intended here, in Pinconning. That's the way the field is running, but you've got to string him out until you get some help.
2nd down, 14 yards to go. As Thomas again has a split back, and that is Neal. Twins to the wide side and twins to the near side. No secret, they're going to be looking to spread it out against that big, stout defensive line from Pinconning. Thomas back to pass. Here comes the pressure. Thomas is going down. He really didn't even have time to plant his feet and try and throw that ball away. So the defense from Pinconning comes up with a big one.
Well, Donnie Rugenstein did a nice job, Jeff, and I just happened to be watching him the whole time. He had nice pressure going up, and he shoved his guy off to the side, had his head up, went and got the quarterback for another loss, make it 3rd down and 29 with 11 minutes to go here in the first quarter. So Jaguars pretty much right back where they started when they first got the football, Jeff.
Coach, that's exactly what I was getting ready to say. Great minds are thinking like you 2 minutes into the first quarter of the game. It's 3rd down and a country mile for the Jaguars from Flint United. Thomas again with a single back and twins to both sides. We'll find out if Thomas is kept in the pocket. Again, here comes the pressure up the middle, and another sack, this time on Rugenstein coming up again. So back-to-back plays for Rugenstein.
Well, 6'4", 174 down lineman, kind of like the rush end, Jeff, but that was just a bull rush by Rugenstein. He just had good leverage. He got his hands up in the air and actually pushed the offensive lineman back in the quarterback for the Flint United Jaguars.
Well, he got the lineman off balance with a quick outstep and then came inside, and the never got recovery on that play. So there is one of those errant plays again, where the errant snaps are what we said were going to be the key factor in this football game. And it will be 1st and 10 for Pinconning on a short field at the 10-yard line.
It'd be first and goal to go for the Spartans, and if you're Coach Mulligan and the staff and the Pinconning faithful, I don't think you could start any better than this.
Well, a lot of times, and we didn't see the coin toss, so we don't know if Flint United won the toss and received or if it was deferred.
Any won and deferred.
Okay, so you couldn't ask for more than that out of your first series to get the ball back at the 10-yard line in the red zone already.
It's going good.
Indeed. So lined up in the backfield. Again, they can go to any one of three backs. Fort gets the ball. He cuts to the outside to daylight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's into the end zone. It's a Pinconning area. Spartan touchdown. One and done. They make it happen. Fort with a great start for Pinconning. Great job. Got to the hole, saw the vision to the outside, planted the foot, and left untouched into the end zone.
Let's say one word. He was patient. He saw the hole. The big fella's up front, opened it up for him. Nice run by Fork. 9:45 to go here in the first quarter, Jeff.
Well, they're hoping if things go well tonight that they are going to be able to, as they're going for the conversion. As Enciso pitches it out to the outside, it's just a little forward pitch pass. And the 2-point conversion is good. Can you say razzle and dazzle here on the first 2-point play of the game?
Razzle and dazzle.
Time out of the field with 9:45 left in the first quarter. 8-0. Pinconning over the Flint Jaguars. Back in a moment on BCTV.
At Covenant Healthcare, we take caring for kids very seriously. That's why we've established Covenant Children's Hospital, home of the Great Lakes Bay region's only pediatric emergency care unit, the only Level 3 regional neonatal intensive care unit, part of our state-of-the-art birth center,
Popsicles!
and the region's only pediatric intensive care unit.
Our pediatric ICU has specialized equipment designed for treating children, and board-certified pediatric intensivists specifically trained to deal with the unique needs of pediatric care.
As a pediatrician, it's rewarding to work at a hospital with so many resources devoted to kids' care.
Covenant Children's Hospital offers a wide range of pediatric specialty services, such as pediatric cardiology, orthopedics, treatment for autism, diabetes, and sleep disorders, as well as pediatric rehabilitation at Mary Freebed Rehabilitation.
They have stickers!
And at every step of the way, our child life specialists guide them, making their Covenant experience a positive one. Covenant Children's Hospital is also home to the Central Michigan University Pediatric and Obstetrics and Gynecology residency programs, training the next generation of physicians.
They won't let you be a doctor without one of these.
A children's hospital is more than a building with colorful walls. Rather, it is the embodiment of the hearts and minds of all of us committed to the well-being of children.
We're dedicated to providing extraordinary care to infants and children so they can get back to the serious business of being kids.
Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala. Glad to have you along today. Pinconning on nearly every kick, Mike, are going to at least fake like they're going to do an onside kick, but usually somewhere during the game they're going to do it.
Yeah, and you know what, Jeff? They kind of like you see them running up, and they're going to. But you're right. They practice that, and they're going to be ready to have an onside kick. They just don't want to get it right directly to them. Nice kick again.
As you look at the downfield on Clark, and that ball might be a Pinconning Spartan ball. Oh, looks like Pickett might have come up with that football.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the young man that from Pinconning that tackled, but number 11, Pickett, came away with it. Number 7, Demetrius Clark, picked it up, and he had some running room, Jeff, but he just got stripped of it.
We're going to have a timeout. Flint Jaguars already, as I don't think their coach is overly excited about the way that the turn of events have gone for the start of this football game for his team.
Looking over at the far sideline, Jeff, Coach Verdon looks a little demonstrative over on the far sideline for the Flint United Jaguars, and he's getting his point across. And you know, they got to shake off that long bus ride that they came up here with and start playing a little bit of football. He is not happy, and you know what? I don't blame him. This is not the way they wanted to start.
Well, and again, when you set yourself up with the short field, you've got yourself a great situation.
Well, and that puts a lot of pressure on your defense, Jeff. You know, the offense, they did some nice things first play of the game. Then they went backwards about 30, 35 yards. So it's 1st and 10 for the Pinconning area Spartans at about the 22-yard line of the Jaguars.
9.5 minutes left. Lowers with a great look and a superb catch. A spin move at the 3-yard line. Into the end zone, Isaiah Hoffman, another Pinconning area Spartan. Touchdown.
Wow.
Making it look easy.
Wow. That nice job by Hoffman after the yards after the catch. He did a nice job pulling that in, did a little spin move, and tiptoed into the end zone. It's Pinconning 14. The Jaguars nothing with 9:33 to go here in the first quarter.
Let's see if they attempt the extra point. They had mixed results with the extra point last week, but not much penetration. The kick is up. It's plenty long, and it's good. Time out of the field with just over 9 minutes left in the first. It's 15-0. Pinconning over Flint Jaguars. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
Village Towing and Auto Repair of Kaukaulin and Bay City is here to help you in your hour of need with fast and friendly service. With over 30 years of towing experience, we know how to get the job done quickly and safely. From big to small, we do it all. Give us a call at 989-684-9607 for all your towing needs.
Back here on BCTV as the Pinconning area Spartans kicked off to start the game, and in less than 3 minutes it put 15 points on the board.
I tell you, we're at 9:33, Jeff, and they're up 15-0, and just some good breaks for the Pinconning area Spartans, but the Jaguars are just shooting themselves in the foot with a lot of detailed things that they're not doing very well, and they heard about it at the end of the...
So Clark is picking it up again, and he's probably going to do a much better job of hanging on to it as Hoffman just absolutely comes flying down the field. And Clark didn't look like he was running hard. I think he was a little more concerned with holding on to the mail.
Yeah, he looks like he's got a little hitch in his get-along right there, Jeff. He's going over to the sidelines and talk to the offensive coordinator for the Jaguars, but he looks like he's a little banged up right now. He's moving awful slow.
Well, and in the old day, you'd do that hobble to the line and then try and explode by the defensive back.
Little gamesmanship, you say, is going on there?
That's a great phrase, gamesmanship. 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line for the Flint United Jaguars. So the show blitz, back out of the blitz, and the Jaguars are going to try and run up the middle, and they're not going to make a living doing that as number 60, which we do not have a name for him. We'll see if the PA system can help us out. Might be 66 out there, Zerka.
Did not hear who that young man's name was.
Kelvin Holland, I believe. It might have been 50 instead of 60. The old peeps aren't what they used to be. But again, it's another 2-yard loss on the play and 2nd down and 12. And I'll tell you, the Jaguars will not make a living running against that TNT here of the defense.
No. That Pinconning defense is very, very good, Jeff. They're getting good penetration, breaking the plays down. Also at the point of another loose ball.
And it's down on the ground. And it looks like Pinconning may have it at the 2-yard line.
Number 50, Kelvin Holland, picked up the loose football. We have an injured Jaguar on the play. But again, like we talked in the pregame, the snaps for the Jaguars are not going well for these young men tonight.
It's the snap, it's the exchange, but the problem is with the quarterback, Thomas, what he's doing early on, before he looks that ball in, he's already worried that there's people coming. So his eyes aren't focusing on catching that football, then trying to make a football play. And when you do that in a non-sequential order, it's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, he knows there's some pressure coming, and he's taking his eye off the football, Jeff. So then injured player for the Jaguars is Joshua Thomas, senior running back and DB. First and goal to go for the Pinconning area Spartans at the Jaguar 3-yard line.
As they move up, again, just inside the 3. Motion to the wide side, and they give it to the up back. I think that was Jackson Hill, and he's into the end zone. It's another Pinconning area Spartan touchdown. Nope, it's Marcus Pickett.
Wow. Like we talked earlier, Jeff, if you couldn't plan it any better for the Pinconning area Spartans to come out at the 8:29 mark and be up 21-0 in the first quarter.
And kicking off to start the game. Yeah, it's big time fun. And I'll tell you, as an opponent, it can be very easy to become demoralized by this much of a deficit. There's a lot of football left to be played.
Tons of football.
And Cisco gets it up. He's got plenty of leg, and the extra point is good. Time out of the field with 8:29 left in the game. 22-0. Pinconning area Spartans on top over the Jaguars from Flint United. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
Founded in 2011, Renew Physical Therapy has quickly become the Great Lakes Bay region's fastest-growing patient-centered physical therapy and rehabilitation specialists. With 16 locations to serve you, our friendly, highly qualified staff of physical, occupational, and massage therapists take great pride in offering one-on-one treatments through customized plans to help you achieve the best possible outcome for your health. Our offices accept most major insurances and are well-versed in navigating the complexities of insurance policies, ensuring you receive the coverage and benefits you deserve. Visit our website at renewpt.com to request your appointment today.
Back on BCTV, the alignment is the same for the two deep backs. They're going to probably end up coming back to this wide side of the field. They do not want to give somebody a chance to pick up that ball clean. And then Cisco's done a great job of putting it down. Oh, this time they go up over the top, and that thing is going to mercifully roll into the end zone and will come out to the 20.
Well, again, I just happened to look down at Coach Mulligan. He was walking up the sidelines towards the kicker, and he raised his hand, and he said, kick it, don't pooch it, kick it. So that's what he did. So the kicker is looking at the sidelines also to get the key what to do when they kick off.
So are you saying from the start of the game that the kicking is consistently inconsistent as to where they kick the ball off to start the game? And, you keep them guessing at that point. You don't just drill it down to the 10-yard line high and deep. You make them move around to pick it up. You give them a whole lot of extra things to think about and to prepare for.
And add situation. You're up 21-0 right now. That changes some of the kicking game. It may have changed the pooch stick if you're only up 7-0, Jeff.
1st and 10 again. Looks like Thomas back in the game. As there's a low snap, and again, timing of the play is off because it looked like a handoff, and the running back was already by the quarterback by the time he picked the ball up off the ground. So Rugenstein coming up huge already with his 3rd tackle for loss just in less than a half a quarter of football.
Donald Rugenstein, the 6 foot, 174-pound senior, is having one whale of a football game so far here in the first quarter. 2nd down and 13, 7:55 and counting to go here in the first quarter. All Pinconning area, 21-0.
Well, and they're dialing it up, too. They're not having to come with a lot of blitz pressure. They're bringing Rugenstein, but basically other than that, their front four are just taking over. 2nd down, 14 yards to go. Flint United. Good snap this time, and they go opposite on a little flare pass. A nice run and a great open field tackle that time.
Hoffman again.
Is Hoffman out there with that nice tackle?
Yeah, he came up from his DB position, got around the offensive player, just tripped up the receiver for the Jaguars. Good positive play right there for Flint United, Jeff. Make it 3rd down and 5. And I just noticed across the way, they've got the yard marker down there. You know what down it is and how far they got to go. That's nice for us lonely broadcasters up there.
Well, and they've got to do that from up here someplace. They've got to be able to do it remotely.
That's nice.
That was the second best play that Flint has had offensively. Let's see what they've got here on 3rd and 5. Thomas is back. You know he's feeling the pressure. Again, he's trying to get to the outside. He does not even get back to the line of scrimmage, but we're either going to have a face mask or a collar, a horse collar, or something on the end of that play.
Well, the first flag came out right there at about the 15, and the other one came out on the other side of the 15. So I think the first flag, Jeff, was holding. The second flag might be a horse collar.
Well, they may have offsetting and replay the down. It just, from over there through the bodies, it looked like Thomas fell down funny, awkwardly. Yeah. So we'll see if two saw the same thing. We've got holding on the offense, and we've got a personal foul horse collar on the defense. Quiz, you're right on top of it. Those penalties offset, we replay the down.
Hey, haven't been on the headset in a long time, and I got one right. First game back.
And look at it. Our white hat, Jimmy Fortakis, he had both flags on that play.
Was double dipping, was it?
So he's got it. Let's start this clock, too. Like the way he does that. 3rd down and 5 once again. Thomas, again, they're going to throw that little flare pass out, and just a little bit too much mustard on that pass. It's going to stop the clock again and cause a 4th and 5. And boy, and you're really in a bind here because I watched their punter, and he was consistently 25 to 30 yards. But the first snap went over the head. You know, are they going to roll the dice here and try and run it on 4th down? Nope. I would say the return man, Hoffman, is too far back right now for Pinconning. See, that one goes straight up in the air, and they're going to yell fire as that ball hits at the 37.5-yard line at that point. Again, great starting field position for the Pinconning area Spartans.
Well, and you make a great point, Jeff. You know, you have to watch the punter during warm-ups, and some of the coaches have certain responsibilities of watching the other team. And he just put that up, about 15, 20 yards. And again, Pinconning coming away with great field position at the Jaguar, we'll call it the 38-yard line.
Well, and you're in a situation, too, Mike, where the first time it sails over your head, so you get it, the first thing on your mind is I got to get rid of it, and you don't really have the good rhythm that you would like to kick one 30, 40 yards. So 1st and 10 for Pinconning again. There's Fort. Fort cuts to the outside, and he's got room around the corner. Just a touchdown-saving tackle by the Jaguar defense. And that looked like number 6 amongst other, Jake Richards.
I tell you what, Fork is doing a nice job running the football. You know, that read option right there, Jeff. You know, he can keep it or he can hand it off, but he's doing a nice job running patiently. You know, he doesn't have to do it quick, but he has to be fast.
Well, Jackson Hill is the other person in the backfield there. So, you know, they've got between Lowers and Jackson, or Jax. Oh, as they run, look at the counter play here. It's wide open on the outside. Cruising down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Into the end zone is number 8, Rugenstein. Pinconning area, Spartan. Touchdown. Wow.
Yeah, that's just a little wing reverse right there, Jeff, and everybody's going to the left. Rugenstein comes back the other way and just beats it to the corner of the end zone. 6:19 to go. Spartans 28, Jaguars nothing.
Well, and when we talked to Coach Mulligan, he had talked about Fork will be the featured back, but he did say before we left, watch our counter play tonight, because when we get the defense flowing one way, we're going to come back with the counter, and he absolutely stymied the defense. And Cisco with up, long enough, and good enough. Timeout on the field again with 6:19 left in the first, 29-0. And at 35 points starting the second half, you'll have a running clock unless it gets to 50 points in the first half. Then it'll go nonstop. Only will stop after if there is an injury that is major or serious. Other than that,
whoo-hoo. I thought you were going to throw tips at me at the 35.
No, we're waiting on the
Timeout, injury,
tippies.
penalty, score.
So we're going to keep it right here and thank our sponsors, Covenant Healthcare, Renew Physical Therapy, Frank's Great Outdoors, Sandlot Sports, Bay City All Saints Booster Club. They have done a tremendous job again this year of their support of Bay County TV. We thank all these sponsors for helping to make our broadcast possible.
Yeah, that's a great group again this year, Jeff. And I see some of my friends from Renew Physical Therapy every now and then, Tony and Bob Klapish. And I'll be playing golf with them in 2 weeks at the All Saints football fundraiser out at Sandy Ridge and just over there by Midland, Michigan. So, again, couldn't do it without them. Could not do it without them.
Well, and they are really stepping up. They've stepped up big for the Sports Hall of Fame, too, as that ball goes off a couple of bodies and very, very fortuitous bounce back to the Jaguars.
Number 2 for the Jaguars, Jared Neal just he just happened to turn around and saw that ball coming at him, but another almost good break for the Spartans, but it'll be 1st and 10 for the Jaguars at their own 45. Best field position they've had all game so far, Jeff.
Boy, it is they started one drive on the 34-yard line, so this 11 yards better than that. They gained 20 on that first down play, and they have done nothing but go backwards since.
Yeah, if I could, we'll talk about it maybe after the player when we get a break with the upcoming Bay County Sports Hall of Fame banquet at the Doubletree November 10th. He's starting around 3 o'clock.
And I miss old Bucky Schumann on the sidelines, too. He was a previous recipient of the President's Award before me.
Just like you, yep.
So he kind of paved the way for guys like me. Thomas back again with a 3-step drop, and he floats the ball to the outside. Very nice catch that time by number 5, Wallace. And he is absolutely crushed by
Isaiah
Hoffman.
That's a tough way to gain 7.5 inches of real estate.
Man, that was a nice, clean, hard hit tackle by number 3, Isaiah Hoffman, another senior, 5'9", buck 47. You know, you look at this lineup, Jeff, they got a lot of seniors on this squad, so they got really good leadership out of the young men that played last year.
Well, and Daniel Dubé did some running last year, but he just wasn't physically ready. But, boy, he tuned himself in the offseason. A little twing of the hamstring, and it's too long a season to risk it here in week 2. There's another flip to the outside again, and the pass really didn't find the receiver in a position to turn upfield and go. Credit the swarm to the football defense of Pinconning again.
A lot of white hats to the rock right there, Jeff, led by number 50, Kelvin Holland. He's another senior. He's tipping them at 228, 6 foot, but I've been watching him. He's had a nice game so far, maybe not getting in on a lot of tackles, but making a lot of disruptions at the point of attack.
And I like the word you use, being disruptive, because you don't have to make plays to occupy multiple people and change the angles at which that play operates.
3rd and long for the Jaguars, Jeff. We're at 5:20 and counting here in the first quarter.
Again, as a 3rd and long situation, they spread it out, hoping that they can get the Pinconning defense, and they look like they're just going to be settling to come with 4. Pressure up the middle. That ball is thrown way too high in the air and picked off by number 11.
You dropped it. I think you dropped it.
I think they're talking about it right now.
Pass intercepted.
Yep, I do believe that he had control. His body hit the ground. Then I believe after he was already ruled down, I think the ball may have come loose. But they're going to call that an interception. And really, when you look at it, they played 3rd down like a punt. They threw a ball that was either going to be caught, even if it was intercepted. It's still 25 yards to the plus.
Well, a nice job by Michael Pickett, turning his head and looking up, found the football, made a nice interception, and it's First and 10 for the Pinconning area Spartans at about the 33-yard line, where we've got 5 minutes and 3 seconds exactly to go here in the first quarter.
And again, when you look at the quarterback, Thomas, he's putting so much air under the ball that if you are playing man defense and you are in vision of the quarterback, you can get hats to the football when it hangs up in the air that long.
Well, and another thing we talk about, Old Glory, Jeff, we look down to the south end zone. She's standing straight out, and it's coming out of the north-northwest, so that's the way he was throwing. So that ball just hung up there a little bit longer than normal.
Another 1st and 10 for the Pinconning area Spartans. I don't know, do they take another timeout here from Flint United Jaguars there? The coach is upset about something. Unless he's upset about the interception, but they are going to move the sticks, and it'll be first down. I don't think Coach could have gotten more out of a punt than he got out of that interception, if that's what he's upset about, and that's Coach Verdun.
I think he was concerned that maybe when he dropped it that he didn't have control of it, but I think, like you said earlier, I think that he hit and then the ball bounced out because he landed square on his back.
Well, and pick your battles as a head coach, I say. As Lowers has that thing out in the flats again, cut back across the grain, staying on the feet, getting extra yards after contact. The Spartans with a great move. Lowers with a beautiful pass.
Well, they had a hold of the jersey on Hoffman, but they don't have those 1970 tearaway jerseys anymore.
Look at it.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
This one did tear away.
Hoffman says, I'm all pads now. What am I going to do? Do I going to have to run into the locker room and get another jersey?
So they do have tearaway jerseys.
Well, I don't know. They don't have a chest out here with backup jerseys, so
They have to put some tape across.
they're going to have to get some major duct tape going for that thing.
I get my money back.
Hoffman says, I'll run backwards so they can still see my number. 1st and 10 for the Pinconning area Spartans. I'll fake the counter. Here comes Fork on the near side, being able to turn the corner, pick it up about 7 yards on the play. And again, only get 7 yards, but it's another thing for the defense to have to look for.
Yeah, nice job on the counter. Fork kept it. He kind of put it on his hip to hide it a little bit, Jeff, and he had a lot of room here to the near sideline, but a good gain on first down. 2nd down and 2, 4:25 to go here in the first quarter.
Boy, if the Pinconning area Spartans can put it in the end zone for a 5th time in the first quarter, that may be a record in itself.
Yeah, we've got some interesting stats we'll talk about later about points and stuff for the Pinconning area Spartans.
Fork in motion to the wide side. They're going to give Fork the ball, and they just lead him and let him go to the outside. He's going to get down to the 37-yard line before he's finally brought down by Anderson. But again, lovely pass, just flouted out there by Lowers, who's got way more touch on the ball this week. Last week, missed a couple of receivers, but the jitters from opening game are done, and he's thrown some pretty balls tonight.
That was a pretty ball, Jeff. Looks like we have a timeout.
Looks like Flint Jaguars are going to call another timeout. We'll take a break and be back in a moment on Bay County TV.
Are you ready to gear up and stand out? Look no further than Sandlot, your local source for team uniforms, sports spirit wear, and more. Gear up with confidence. We've got your team covered from head to toe, ensuring you stand out on and off the field. And that's not all. Unleash your team spirit with custom spirit wear that roars success. Wait, it gets better. Introducing our free fundraising online stores. Effortlessly raise funds for your team while showing your pride. Customize your fundraising to reach your team goals. Get started online at sandlotsports301.com or at any one of our 3 convenient Great Lakes Bay locations. Sandlot, where quality, community, and apparel collide. Your team, our passion.
Back on Bay County TV as the Pinconning area Spartans have been, in a word, dominant here in the first quarter.
All capital letters, too, my friend.
They are in great position to add another score here from the 37-yard line. They're going to give the fake the ball to Fork, and they're going to go right up the middle with Lowers. And Lowers picks up 6 yards down to the 31-yard line. So again, just when the defense might start looking Fork's way, then Lowers says, I'm going to pick up a chunk.
Nice job by Lowers, Jeff, keeping his eyes up, looking straight ahead because he saw a hole, so he pulled it out. Now, if that hole would have closed, he would have gave it to Fork, and Fork would have got a nice
read option.
Read option, and they did a nice job right there. Good job of blocking at the point of attack also by the Spartan offensive line.
Second down and call it a short 4. As there goes Fork, and Fork cuts to the outside, then back across the grain. He's going to be very close to that first down marker. And again, I think if Fork goes with his first instinct and that first cut, he runs to daylight.
Yeah, it was pretty wide open here to the near sidelines, Jeff, but third down and 1, 3:15 and counting to go here in the first quarter. Pinconning area 29, and the Flint United Jaguars 0.
Uh-oh. 846 quiz for all the marbles.
Guess what?
Well, we donated again. There goes Fork up the middle, boy, and he follows a convoy, and the pile moves downfield 5 or 6 yards down to the 22. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Pinconning area Spartans. I was expecting we were going to go and visit CJ afterwards and have ourselves a burger and a pop.
Well, you know, we buy 50-50 every time we go someplace. The results are pretty much the same.
Yeah, we are consistent in our donation, but, you know, it goes to a great cause,
sure
and we do what we can to support.
We love
That's the only way we can look at it, not be sad.
We love supporting them. We never win, so we got to support them.
1st and 10, Pinconning. Again, Lowers back, and he throws a pretty ball right into the hands of Michael Pickett into the end zone. It's a Pinconning area Spartan touchdown.
2:20 to go, Jeff, in the first quarter. 35-0. Pinconning on top. Boy, that was a nice-looking pass. Good spiral.
When you run the offense they run, you get the defensive backs peeking in the backfield, expecting the run. You run play action, and you've got a wide-open receiver for a touchdown and a pretty ball thrown to him.
That was really nice. It was a perfect spiral, and Pickett got him right in stride. And you know what the nice thing is, Jeff? Every play is setting up the next play. This play sets up the next play. Then that play sets up the next play. They've been running effectively. Let's throw it out there and see what happens.
So Lowers holds for Enciso, and the ball gets through again. Time out of the field with about 2 minutes left in the first. It's 36-0. Pinconning on top over the Flint United Jaguars. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Back here on BCTV, we're not even out of the first quarter yet, and we're going to be talking tips to start the second half. Unless they get to 50 in the first half, then the clock runs from that point on. But as of right now, we're going to have a running clock situation in the second half, as the Pinconning area Spartans have just done a fabulous job on both sides of the football.
Yeah, they really came prepared tonight, Jeff. They're doing everything right, and unfortunately for the Flint, the Jaguars just cannot. They look like they're still on the bus.
Well, and as instructed, obviously, number 11, Blockton, he had an opportunity to run it back 8-10 yards. He just happy to get his hands on it and drop it down, see if they can bring that offense on the field and make something happen.
Well, it's a lot, you know, in this situation, Jeff, it's a lot. It's just you're really frustrated. Nothing's working right. You just got to try to find some type of spark, some type of big gain or some long drive to get you into the end zone. But, you know, they're deflated right now, but you know what? They're coming out. They're going to play hard. So, and Pinconning has to look at this like it's 0-0, you know, and they got to play their game, and they can't do anything different.
Well, and it was funny to watch Dubé come off the field, too. You could just tell that he's a stud running back by the way he's gliding off the field, even with a twing in his hamstring. So their new ball boy for the night is someone pretty special. 1st and 10 as Thomas tries to hand that ball off. And, again, I think they missed that handoff, and he had to pull it back in and maybe getting back to the line of scrimmage before he swarmed again by the Spartan defense.
Pickett in on the tackle for Pinconning, a loss of 1. We're just under 2 minutes, $1:55, Jeff, to go here in the first quarter with the Pinconning area Spartans 36 and Flint United Jaguars 0.
They're going to give him about 8-inch gain on the play, 2nd down and a really long 9. As Thomas hands that ball off again. I've said it 6 times, and this will be the 7th. You will not make a living tonight running that ball between the ends on this Pinconning defense. They are stifling again tonight as they were against Tawas last week, and it's 3rd down and 10. And, boy, when you're behind the sticks like that, Mike, it is really tough to look in your playbook and find a lot of opportunities.
Well, you look at the size of these kids, Jeff. Bustamante is 240 pounds. You've got Rugenstein, defensive end, at 174. You've got a couple other big.
Zerka, 249.
Yeah, I mean, they're not small. They're not small men, and they're doing a nice job staying low and breaking it down at the point of attack.
So, again, Thomas back in that short shotgun. They throw that ball out on the wing, and a nice play made, but, again, running out of real estate and about 2 yards short of that 1st down marker with a nice play, though, making the initial tackler miss. But it's going to be 4th down and about a yard, and I would think that Flint United might roll the dice and try and go for it.
I would say you're absolutely correct, Jeff. Again, but number 8 over there, the Rugenstein came in from his defensive end position and put a lot of pressure on Thomas, the quarterback. He got out of the way just in time before he would have got batted down.
273 pounds of beef just came into the defensive line, Alan Whiting. So they're pretty certain they're going to try and bring that ball in between the tackles and try and pick up the 1st down. We'll see what they're able to do here on 4th and 1. High snap, though. Thomas going to the outside, just has enough speed to turn the corner. They're going to move the sticks, so it'll be 1st and 10 for Flint United Jaguars as they get a rarefied 1st down here in this first quarter.
I want to say that's only their 2nd 1st down. They had a 1st down on the first play of the game and haven't had one since, so they're just at their own 48-yard line with 41.7 seconds go in the first quarter.
As this probably, unless it's incomplete or out of bounds, should be the last play of the first quarter. Thomas looks things over. He gets a real good exchange and trying to put his head down and going up the middle for a yard and a half gain, and absolutely gets stuffed as that clock must have not started because Jimmy Fertakis said, let's get this clock rolling. So what do we got left in the first quarter, Barley?
We've got 25 seconds and counting to go.
All right, again, where we're at in the press box, a little tough for me, so I got to rely on Brother Guizdala's peeps, which are probably better than mine anyway.
Well, far away they are, but not up close.
2nd down and a long 8. As we've got 5 seconds left, are they going to get the snap off? They do. It's a high snap. It's ill-advised. Down goes Frazier, or down goes Thomas. At the end of our first quarter of play, it is the Pinconning area Spartans 36 and the Flint United Jaguars nothing. Back in a moment for the second quarter on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and Mike Guizdala. Glad to have you along. Keelan Bromberg doing a great job tonight, filming, producing, and directing
Those are
our
big
show.
shoes she's got to fill.
Oh, Sir
2
Nicholas.
weeks in a row.
He's got his 5-year, I think it's their 3rd anniversary, been together 5 years.
Right.
So they made a little trip, and they're just cruising back as we speak from a fun time. And, boy, they got a play change, I think, here on 3rd down and 21 yards to go.
Got a new quarterback, too. Oh, no, same quarterback. My mistake. Excuse me.
It's Thomas. He claps for the ball. He gets a good exchange. Here comes the pressure. He beats the initial pressure, and then he goes down. He got ready to be visited by Sinek, and he just said, I think I've done enough. I'm going to take the old slide here, and it will be 4th down and a bunch.
Well,
4th and 16.
When I look at number 52, Max Chonick, 5'10", 195-pound linebacker. Discretion is the better part of valor for Thomas right there, Jeff. He did the wise move and got down because Chonick is a load.
Well, and Chonick's eyes were really big as he had him zeroed in.
He was ready to rock.
So at least this time, with an attempted punt, with a good exchange, they've got the wind behind their back, and may, if they can get it up in the air, be able to get 30 to 35 yards out of the kick. Well, it looks like on 4th and 16, they may try and go for it here. So look who comes flying back up, Rugenstein.
Yeah,
they're going to call timeout. As Rugenstein said, I go from being the punt returner to I'm going to be the rush in, and you know I'm coming on the blitz. Timeout on the field. We'll be back in a moment on BCTV.
Your husband is having a heart attack. The ambulance crew asks,
which hospital?
Before you answer, consider this. Covenant Healthcare is the region's most preferred hospital for both emergency and heart care. With an expert team of board-certified cardiologists and the Great Lakes Bay region's first and largest structural heart disease program.
Take us to Covenant.
Good answer.
All right, back on BCTV. That was kind of a strange turn of events. They faked the punt. Pinconning came back into their regular defensive formation and forced them to take their last time out of the first half. And there is another bad snap. He will not get this ball off. He's running to the sidelines for his life. He ran to avoid contact. He'll be out of bounds at the 32-yard line. And as we've said all night, great starting field position for the Pinconning area Spartan offense.
Every time they've had the ball, Jeff, they've had great field position from one time they started at the Jaguar 2-yard line on a fumble, and they're now at the 33. It's been like this the whole game. At 10:56, 36-0. And again, we've talked about it time and time again. The snap, the shotgun, the punt snaps, their long snapper is just not getting it done for the Jaguars tonight.
Well, and it looks like Thomas isn't really trying to look that ball in. He's just guessing where it's at, and he's whiffing on it. As Jack sends that up in the air, and again, Pickford wide open. How about that from Jackson Hill? It doesn't matter if it's Lowers or Jackson Hill back there. They're both throwing dimes. Pickett with another huge reception. And again, the defensive backs looking into the backfield. And by the time they realize what's going on, the receivers are going past them.
Well, and plenty of time to throw the ball. The big fellas down front, that offensive line is giving the quarterback either Lowers or Pickett the time to throw the football, Jeff, which is, that's key. And he kind of stepped up into the pocket a little bit and put a little extra on the ball.
Well, and I think Coach really did a nice job of rolling the dice, keeping Dubé out tonight, as they're just going to kind of go straight sled block forward and pick it up 4 or 5 yards.
Is that Kelvin Holland? Kelvin Holland carrying the ball from the fullback position.
Yep, Holland doesn't get a lot of carries, but they do it just enough to keep him honest. They're going to say a 3-yard gain for Holland, and the offense just kind of moved the pile.
Kelvin was probably saying, Coach, let me run the rock.
Yes.
They direct snapped it to him, too, if I wasn't mistaken.
Yeah, they can direct snap to 3 different people base. They're going to do it to him again. Just blasting forward as they've got another gain of about 3-4 yards for Holland. So
like
if it ain't broke,
don't fix it.
Look at, they're going hurry up too. I think they're just trying to wear this defense down.
Calvin said, "Give me the rock, coach. Give me the rock."
And again, the third time, he bangs forward, and he's down very close to that first down marker at the 1 yard line. He's got the first down. It should be first and goal.
First and goal to go with 9:15 and counting to go in the second quarter, Jeff. I'll bet you a Diet Coke. I know who this football's going to.
I thought he had the first down. They're going to mark him just short of the first down, but why not try it 4 times in a row? And they do, and he's down inside, sniffing the goal line. Into the end zone, Pinconning area, Spartan!
Touchdown! Calvin Holland to the tush push.
4 plays in a row, and the big fella helps to move the pile along with that big offensive line. And the Spartans are on a roll.
42-0, 8:56 to go here in the second quarter. Wow.
And Cisco with the extra point. That kicks up. His foot's probably going to start being sore. Extra point is up, and it's good. We've got timeout on the field once again with 8:56 left. 43-0. The next touchdown and extra point will be a super running clock, and I'm more than happy when it gets there to explain how that works. Back in a moment on BCTV.
Inside, outside, or even in your home, there are lots of ways to enjoy amazing food from Bay City Bills. Our dining room is ready for you, and so is our new outdoor seating. And we are ready for you with takeout too. Stop in to Bay City Bills at 1215 Michigan Avenue, or find us on Facebook or at www.baycitybills.com to see our full menu.
Back on BCTV as in Cisco, after he kicks off, he's probably going to have an ice bath on that right foot here at the half.
He's not going to soak his body. He's going to soak his foot in an ice bath.
As they get right to the line once again, and they'll spread out.
You may get a corn on that right toe.
And, if you put this thing on a short kick, and they're going to go right down the middle, there it takes that funny hop again, and doing a great job of just securing the ball is number 11 on the play, and that is Blockton. So we're going to have the ball back at about the 27-yard line. At that point, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Flint United Jaguars.
43-0, all Pinconning area tonight, Jeff. They are firing on all cylinders. Week number 2. Now, let's talk about it. If they go 2-0 and win this game tonight, which looks like they will, it'll be the first 2-0 start for Pinconning since 2004.
That is certainly big numbers, and the faith that they've got in Coach Walter Mulligan and the confidence that they had that he was on the right track to turn this program around is bearing results now.
And I think it all started with a few wins last year, just carrying over to this year.
Boy, I'm surprised that they didn't have a false start on the wide receiver on the wide side of the field. Looked like he jumped the snap count. But again, he gains a couple of yards, and the Spartan defense flies to the football.
Shelagowski in on the tackle for Pinconning area. Jeff, again, we're at 8:33 and counting. Pinconning 43, and Flint United, the Jaguars, have yet to score.
So a little communication with the wide receiver here, and might be reaching down in the dirt and modifying a pattern here like we did in the old Sandlot days in the backyard.
Bay County flag football.
Yes, 2nd down and 7. There's another errant snap. Great job by Thomas, and he's going to try and get to the outside, and he's going to run out of real estate. He runs out of bounds, runs to safety, and he did a miraculous job. That would have been a 20-yard loss if that sails over his head.
Yeah, Rugenstein was hot on his heels, and then a whole bunch of white helmets was chasing him, and finally number 5, Zach Lauer, said, you're not going to get around me, and he just ran him right to the sideline. Pinconning's doing a nice job of containing and doing their jobs, Jeff, and not letting these kids, when they have an opportunity, to get outside from the Jaguars.
Well, it helps when your backers and your corners don't have to respect the inside run, because your front four defensively is stymieing that without any help.
Pretty much you're kind of freed up to do a lot of things against a team that's just not firing tonight, Jeff.
All right, 3rd down and 12 yards to go. Thomas backs up another yard or so, trying to make sure that snap was a little bit better. That pass is complete, but great sure tackling that time by the Pinconning area defense. Jackson Hill with that hit, and it'll be 4th down and about 6 yards to go for the Jaguars.
Sheligowski came up from his DB position, Jeff, and I thought he was going to pick that up. He just missed it, but a nice gain for the Jaguars. Caught 4th down and 6 from their own 32-yard line with 7:30 and counting to go here in the first half.
Well, again, the Pinconning area Spartans can do no wrong, but boy, the amount of time that the Flint United Jaguars have shot themselves in the foot in the first half is amazing. Let's see if they can get a good punt off there. They get that kick, and they're going to get a little positive roll out of it. And nice job that time by the return team, as Rugenstein says, we'll just let that go, and it'll drop down at about the 29-yard line. We'll bring the offense out, and they got plenty of time to get a methodical drive down the field, and you could see those big hogs up in front just rumbling and bumbling out on the field going, oh, I can't wait to find a white jersey and move them around.
And they've been doing a nice job tonight, Jeff. Been opening up some nice holes, been protecting the quarterback, letting him throw the football. And those guys are kind of the unsung heroes. You don't see their name in the paper, but you know what? They do a tremendous job, and they don't get a lot of accolades, but we're going to give it to them tonight.
Exactly what I was thinking, Coach. We're going to give a lot of love to the big dogs up front. As don't know what the temporary stoppage is here, but I don't think we're working on anything. Maybe the 40 or the 25-second clock wasn't working properly. Fork trying to go to the outside, and he's stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Good defensive penetration that time by the Jaguars. One of the few times tonight they've been able to get into the backfield.
It's amazing what happens when you penetrate and break it down at the point of attack, Jeff, and no place to run. 2nd down and 10 for Pinconning. We're at 6:44 and counting to go here in the first half.
Well, and sometimes as an offense, Mike, too, it can come so easy for you that you might be going 90 instead of 100%, and that 10% makes the difference in the success of a play. There's a little seam. It's a great move that time by Fork, and a spin move. Picking up 5 yards after contact out to the 43-yard line. Move the sticks. It's another 1st and 10 for the Pinconning area Spartans as number 2 Neal with the tackle.
And one thing as a coaching staff, Jeff, when you're up 43-0 at this point in the game, you know, your kids could get lackadaisical. It's up to that coaching staff to stay on them and say, hey, we got a long way to go. I know we're up by a lot, but we just got to do what we do. Keep doing what we got us here.
Here comes Fork again. Again, the defense does a really nice job, but with the good defensive job, that's still a 3-yard gain for Fork. There's a whole bunch of defenders in on that tackle, led by big number 50 in the middle, and that's Jason Richardson. So 3-yard gain of the play, 2nd down and 7 for Pinconning. I think Pinconning's goal here, Mike, is to chew 5 or 6 minutes of clock up and see if they can put it in the end zone.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing.
Oh,
Jeff.
boy.
Yeah, I haven't been with you in a while. We're still thinking like that's scary. But good point.
The handoff going to Fork again, and he bangs forward, and he picks up 7, 8 yards again. They continue to move the pile, and they are at that 1st down marker.
I think it looks like he may be a skosh short. They're going to call it 3rd down and 1 for Pinconning area at the Jaguar 46-yard line.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
So they are continuing to be methodical, moving down the field. Coming into the ball game is Sheligowski. We're at the 5-minute mark and counting left in our first half. The next touchdown, an extra point, and we're going to be warming up the bus to head back to beautiful Bay City sooner than expected.
The super duper clock is what you're saying?
Yes, indeed. 3rd and 1. There's Fork again. Fork cuts to the outside. Nice open field tackle again by number 50, Richardson, because Fork was ready to take off to the outside for a lot of real estate.
Richardson came a long way to catch up to Fork that time, Jeff, from his left defensive end position. But, again, Aiden Fork does a nice job being very patient, reading the blocks, got the first down. 1st and 10, 4:40 to go here in the first half.
And again, it's very methodical, and I think it's just what the doctor ordered. I think they're really trying to just wear out this Jaguar defense. And down the field they go. Here comes Hoffman, and he bangs forward, and he's going to get knocked out of bounds. Rugenstein, I'm sorry, as he goes forward for a big gain of about 15 on the play, and they're inside the 30 down to the 28. It's just a thing of beauty to watch this team when everything they're calling and playing is working to perfection.
You know, they got Rugenstein at 6 foot. He looks a little taller than 6 foot when I look at him down there, Jeff, but he does a nice job of running the ball. You know, he plays defensive end and also running back. So that's you don't see that very often.
And returns kicks.
You know, you might see him making popcorn.
I was just going to say, tell CJ, watch out. He might be losing his job. There goes Fork. Look at him cut to the outside, then back across the grain. What a great inside move and a gain of 11 yards on the play. We're going to move the sticks. I feel if he stayed to the outside, he may have had 6.
He could have really taken it outside, Jeff, but again, the young man has great vision. You and I had a really good look at that hole from up here, and he cut it back, but he did get the first down, and we've got 4 minutes to go.
And I really think that first play reawakened the offensive line to think that I can't just show up, and they're starting to absolutely dominate like they have the rest of the half. There goes Fork again. Great job of backside pursuit, and it's Richardson. He's had at least 3 or 4 tackles like that on this drive.
Another senior for the Jaguars, Jeff. He's had a fine game for Flint United. It is going to be 2nd down and a long 8. We're about 3.5 away from halftime. And the score, 43-0. The Pinconning area Spartans up.
Lining up again, no sense of urgency. The back judge hasn't had to raise his arm one time to say 10 seconds. Fork cuts to the outside, and Richardson hangs on to him again. Richardson can't make the tackle, but Richardson may have hurt himself on the outside. He just slowed him down enough that the pursuit got there. If Richardson doesn't get a hand on the back of that jersey, I think you have a touchdown.
Yeah, that young man is not feeling good, Jeff. He looks like he's in a lot of pain.
I think he twisted his ankle.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And obviously, to this point in the first half, he's been your best defender. You can ill afford, if you're Flint, to lose him. Oh, he just gets to the sideline, and he is hurting. You hate seeing that.
Yeah, I feel bad for that young man. He's played a very good football game tonight, and you hate to see somebody that's playing so well get hurt like that. So we'll keep an eye on that situation. Hopefully he can get back into the ball game.
Well, he was not able to put weight on it with 3 minutes left in our first half, and that is not a good sign, obviously. And to see him play that well and have that happen, it's very tough for the Flint United team. Again, they set up in this backfield. They're almost getting to the point now where they're going to be in Pickett territory, or they're nope. I think Pinconning wants to take a touchdown or a timeout as Chanik is saying, this is my territory here. So we'll be back in a moment on Bay County TV.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And builds
strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders.
And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
Back here on Bay County TV. About 3 minutes left in our first half. 3rd down. taking the ball back across the grain is Fork. He's inside the 5-yard line, going to be down at the 2-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Spartans. Like to thank our sponsors again, Covenant Healthcare, Renew Physical Therapy, Frank's Great Outdoors, Sandlot Sports, and Bay City All Saints Boosters. Glad to have those folks along in tonight's broadcast. As
Nice group again this year, Jeff. You guys did a great job getting a hold of folks.
We are in a position, too, where when Fork puts this thing in the end zone, which he just did, Pinconning area Spartan touchdown! And they're an extra point away from the rest of the clock, going super here. And provided Encisco's foot's not too sore to get this through, from the time that ball goes through the upright, that clock will start, and it's going to run right straight through to the rest of the game.
Well, then there's a little extra added pressure on Landon and Cisco.
As all we need is a good exchange. It's up. It's long enough. And it's good. They took a long time to confirm it. We have got what will be 2 minutes and 15 seconds left, and I think they're going to check right now. My perception of the 50 is as soon as you get there, you don't wait for the kickoff. It just goes.
Yeah, it is running. No, it is not running, Jeff. It's 2:15, and the clock is not running. Pinconning area, all Pinconning area tonight. Week number 2, 50-0 over the Flint United Jaguars.
Well, we're going to keep it right here because Pinconning's coming back on the field, and the officials are ready to get back into their position on the field. And the rest of this, unless there's another score, is going to be a quicken.
Yeah. We'll be packing up possibly early tonight, my friend.
It will be early, and that is all right with me. You know, tomorrow starts the youth football for the year, and that is going to be exciting over at St. Stan's. All 3 Bay County schools will be involved, Western, Garber, and Central.
Good.
And so they're playing at 10, 12, and 2, and I'm blessed with the opportunity to officiate all 3. So.
And the voice will be there.
The voice.
Mike Vincent?
Will be there this week. I think either this week or next. He's got sweet tickets at Notre Dame, so that was a bucket list thing for him. And I said, by all means, just go and enjoy yourself. You don't get a chance to do that very often. Cutting to the outside and going absolutely nowhere.
Rugenstein.
Yeah, it was just another Rudy on a great play defensively.
Man, I tell you what, that Rugenstein's a football player. He is really good. I like him.
He has got a honing device on that ball.
Yes.
He just seems to be wherever the ball is. Now watch Dubé coming off the field here. He's just gliding off the field. Yeah, I got a little twinger in my hamstring, but I think by next week and through the stretch of the season, I'll be heard from.
Well, I hope I get a chance to see that young man play this year. I know maybe just drive up here and say I heard nothing but great things about him and Rugenstein, this whole football team. You and I talked earlier in the week, Jeff, and how you saw their first game against Tawas, which they won 20-0. How impressed you were with this team, with the coaching staff, and what they did against the Tawas area Braves.
Well, they absolutely dominated Tawas from tackle to tackle on both sides of the football. And when you've got over 400 yards rushing from 2 running backs, you know that they're getting yards after contact, but you know the initial hole is there to allow them to accelerate.
And like you said, they were hard to bring down, and they, did a lot of little things good. I think tonight they're doing a lot of the detailed things really good also tonight, Jeff.
Thomas again is back, and there's a handoff up the middle, and there might be a gain of 2 or 3, but now we're down inside a minute left in a running clock situation in the first half.
35.
I think Coach Mulligan's off-season conditioning has finally gotten to the point. It's built every year, but their commitment this offseason to the weight room was better than I've ever seen. That's where it's paying dividends right out on the field.
Well, it's important that you have that and you're in good shape, and it prevents some injuries and stuff. And those bumps and bruises seem to heal a little bit quicker when you come back on Monday and get ready for practice. So
after a win especially.
After a win especially, absolutely.
And that is the end of our first half of play with our score, the Pinconning area Spartans 50 and the Flint United Jaguars nothing. We'll be back in a moment to recap the first half, set the stage for the second half right here on BCTV.
Founded in 2011, Renew Physical Therapy has quickly become the Great Lakes Bay region's fastest-growing patient-centered physical therapy and rehabilitation specialists. With 16 locations to serve you, our friendly, highly qualified staff of physical, occupational, and massage therapists take great pride in offering one-on-one treatments through customized plans to help you achieve the best possible outcome for your health. Our offices accept most major insurances and are well-versed in navigating the complexities of insurance policies, ensuring you receive the coverage and benefits you deserve. Visit our website at renewpt.com to request your appointment today.
Welcome back to our Renew Physical Therapy halftime show here on BCTV. Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdow along with you. You spell mom, you invert it, and you've got wow.
And backwards and frontwards, you spell it the same way. That's pretty much what you got to say, Jeff. Pinconning area is they're a wow factor tonight, up 50-0 here at halftime, and they just put on, for lack of better terms, they put on a clinic against Flint United Jaguars. Everything went Pinconning's way. Nothing went right for Flint United, and that's what you get, 50-0 for Pinconning area.
Well, when you kick off to start the game, and then your first offensive possession is inside the red zone at about the 10-yard line, they had another drive that only had to go 2 or 3 yards. You get the ball to start the second half, and you put 50 points on the board. You've had a lot of fun, and a lot of people have been a factor in that.
Well, yeah, you've got Rugenstein, you've got Fork, you've got Lowers. I mean, it's been a total team effort. The offensive line, Chonik from his guard position and linebacker position, it's been a total team effort tonight, Jeff. And the key to this, and I talked about it in the first half, as a coach, you got to try to keep these kids focused in and keep doing what you're doing. It's very easy to lose that focus when you're up like this. So you go in at halftime, you say, look, we are not done. We got to continue to work and getting better on what we're going to do. We still got 24 minutes of football to play. I don't care what the score is. Let's play our game and let's not worry about anything else.
We kind of hit the nail on the head in the pregame show when we said the exchange from center was going to be the key or the lack of key to success for Flint United. And every time they seem to do something, they have an errant snap. It goes over the head. It's low. The timing of the play is off. But you got to credit the way that Pinconning is just swarming to the football.
They're putting a lot of hats in the football, Jeff, and you're right. The exchange, the shotgun snaps have not been good all night long for the Jaguars. But the Pinconning's taking advantage of it. They're putting a lot of kids' hats to the football, and they're stringing these plays out. And not when a play does work for the Jaguars, they're not letting the Jaguars get upfield. They're stringing it out sideline to sideline, and they're doing what they were coached this week during practice sessions.
We saw something good for Flint coming off the field. Richardson was putting weight on that ankle and may be able to come back in. He was by far their shining spot defensively in the first half.
Yeah, he had a really nice game. He had 3 great plays in a row. We saw him at halftime. Looked like he was okay. Might still be a little bit tender, but I'm hoping he can get back on the field, give the Jaguars a spark. But I'll tell you what, Pinconning is they're out running on all cylinders, and they look very impressive. What you told me about this football team earlier in the week when we talked, I agree with you. You hit the nail right on top of the head. They are a good football team, and they've got good athletes out there.
The skill position players better take the offense and defensive linemen out for a little bite to eat, because the big dogs are dominating both sides of the line of scrimmage, and it's giving them running and passing lanes.
Yeah, and they're protecting the quarterback. They're opening great holes on the offensive line. The defensive line is putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback, stringing the plays out, putting a lot of heat. And they're at the point of attack, they're breaking it down. So they had to me, it looks like they just had a great week of practice, knowing what Flint was going to do tonight to try to be successful. And everything Pinconning's doing, Flint can't find an answer for it.
At the end of our halftime show, if you're going to get something to eat or drink, you better get to it quick because we're going to have a running clock through the entirety of the second half, and we're going to be on our way home. But look for a lot more good things out of the Pinconning area Spartans. That about puts the wraps on a renewed physical therapy halftime show. Back with the shortened second half in just a minute on BCTV.
Where did this rash come from? Hold on, let me see. Could be bed bugs. Oh. Mom, Grant says I have bed bugs.
Let's see what the doctor says.
Introducing Covenant Virtual Care. Real-time video doctor visits, e-prescriptions, and follow-up. Now extraordinary care comes to you.
See, it's just poison ivy. Smart advanced.
Learn more at covenantvirtualcare.com.
All right, good evening and welcome back. Super running clock means that short of a serious injury, the clock will not stop for incomplete passes, for timeouts, for change of possession. It just rocks. It just rolls. And the Pinconning area Spartans are going to get their first taste of offense from a kickoff as Flint, for the first time this game, will kick off to start the second half. And Thomas muffed that kick, and it went 2.5 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. I think he intended to pooch kick it, but I think he got a little poochy on the pooch.
Well, that's just kind of the epitome of the evening for the Jaguars, Jeff. I think you're right. I think you wanted to go to the far sideline, pooch it down in there, and see what good things may have happened. But he kicked it just about 2.5 yards, and the clock is running like you just explained. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Pinconning area Spartans inside Jaguar territory.
And Coach Mulligan doesn't even have the headset on for the second half. Looks like he passed the headset off and allowing one of the younger assistants to have a turn here under his tutelage.
First time I really got a chance to talk to him, Jeff. Nice young man. He's got a lot of energy, and you can tell he's got a lot of passion for the game of football.
Well, he just certainly epitomizes everything that you want in a person, a coach, and a father. He's got it all. 1st and 10 for the Pinconning area Spartans. Hand off to the back. Nice job by Fort, and we're going to have a penalty flag down, but we're going to keep the clock rolling on this. As I believe when you see them kick it, then you know that they're going to put that flag at the spot of the infraction. So they're not just doing it to kick it. They're saying, from the spot of the foul, we're going to have a 10-yard penalty. As look at Mark Bonacek with great precision marking off the 10. So it'll be 1st down and about 19 yards to go. But, again, the clock moves through this, and Pinconning area Spartans will now have this drive start on their own side of the 50. Fork with a nice job of getting that ball back, and again, after contact, he continues to pound forward for a couple of more yards.
Yeah, he was grabbed by the jersey, Jeff, but he kept fighting and got a nice gain. They'll call it 2nd down and about 13 to go for Pinconning area, just inside about the 46-yard line of the Flint United Jaguars. Again, running clock, Pinconning 50 and the Jaguars 0.
Now Ronnie Gill with that nice tackle for the Flint United Jaguars. But again, that was a 6-yard gain on that play. So if they go 6 yards out of crack, they're certainly going to be able to make it happen. Again, a nice flat pass out. Fork makes the first person miss. He's going to end up about a yard short of the first down at the 35-yard line. Another absolutely pretty ball thrown by 15 Jackson Hill.
That was really, led him just perfectly, Jeff. He caught him in stride again, and that's why he gained so many yards. He didn't have to stop to catch it. He didn't have to go back behind him to catch it. Nice job by Hill. Manageable 3rd down and 2 for Pinconning.
Well, and a couple times early, They run somebody in motion to the wide side of the field just to see the reaction from the defense. When they got the look they were looking for, they've been able to run that 4 or 5 times the rest of the game and pick up positive yardage.
That's not an easy pass either. That's a touch pass.
As they go up the middle, and falling down as he was trying to move forward was number 49, Marcus Pickett. They tried to make that look like it was heading over the head of the back of the person in the backfield of the offense, but unfortunately Pickett kind of fell down right now, and it'll be 4th down now and about 2 yards to go for the first. And they go right straight back up the middle with Pickup, and I don't think they're going to give him the first down. I don't think he got a very generous spot by any stretch of the imagination. He got no forward progress.
No, they're
going to put the ball down at the 35-yard line, and the ball's going to go over on downs. It'll be 1st and 10, but his forward progress brought him at least 1.5 yards more forward than that before he was pushed back.
Well, and the whole key to that, Jeff, is the clock is still running. We're at 7.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter, and a little bit of ray of sunshine for the Flint United Jaguars as they did a nice job holding the Spartans to no gain on 4th down. They'll get the ball right at their own 35-yard line. And it looks like, number 50, Jason Richardson.
Oh, don't tell me, Coach. I was just looking at that, and at the second I'm looking at it, he goes, hey, here comes Richardson. You're reading my mind, Coach.
I'm sorry I stole your thunder.
That's beautiful.
You know, I don't mean to.
I'm finally up on your level, brother. There's hope for me yet. 1st and 10. Another nice play by Thomas to get that ball, but he's running the wrong direction, and I think we're going to have a little tackle here on the offensive line as Rugenstein says, holy cow, I almost felt like the ball carrier the way I was tackled there.
Well, that's going to be a hold against Antonio Clemens, the offensive lineman for the Jaguar, and you're right, that was a nice tackle by Clemens on Rugenstein, and I think they'll take
the result of the play and the loss of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down and 16.
Yeah, they'll deny it.
And it'll be 2nd down, as we're already down to 6 minutes and counting left in the third, and this is just flying by. Jeff Doan, Mike Wasdala, glad to have you along. Keelan Bromberg doing it all tonight, the filming, producing, directing. We're having a trifecta of fun, the three of us up here. They even played a song at halftime that you and I both recognized, Wiz. It was great. Keelan says, the law of average caught up with you guys finally.
We recognized the Macarena. We knew that one. Other than that, we've been
Macarena. 2nd down and 16. As Thomas again has another high snap. He floats that ball out on the sidelines. Look at the white hat defenders in green flowing to the football, making that another modest gain.
Man, there was like 8 or 9 kids over there for Pinconning on that tackle, Jeff. And, and that's a good thing. They're all getting to the ball and doing their jobs. I like the game plan for tonight, Jeff, and these kids have been coached. They've done a great job in keeping themselves in the football game with the big lead.
Well, and I applaud Coach and his staff right now. They're shuffling a lot of bodies. And the importance of this, Mike, is at some point if somebody gets hurt, there's a domino effect. 2 or 3 people might need to change positions. So they're playing that 2nd or 3rd position right now and really getting valuable reps.
Yeah, and it's been a nice job. Nice preparation by Coach Mulligan and the staff for this game tonight.
3rd down and 12 yards to go. Let's see what kind of a snap and exchange Thomas can get. Another high one over his head, and he's going to get tackled. He forgets the football, and it looks like Flint may have got their hands back on that ball. But, boy, after that ball goes over his head, and he's just not willing to pounce on it.
No.
He makes one Olay, and if he can't pick it up off that Olay, he knows he's got green jerseys coming huffing down his straights.
Yeah, Jason Richardson hopped on that ball, Jeff, and
he limped off the field.
Yeah, he did. He's. I'm watching him over there on the far side.
If I was coach, I'd have him done for the night. He's too valuable to your team the rest of the year. 4 minutes and counting left in our third quarter. Punt situation and kicking into the wind. I would say that ball won't get past the 40-yard line, and they are going to have to probably call a timeout until they can get their personnel straightened out. But we're rolling through this third quarter. We'll take a quick break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
As the voice of Michigan student-athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports are supposed to be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
in which interscholastic athletes can thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stand should have fun,
but not take focus away from the game.
We believe coaches should act as teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and be supportive of their child's decisions.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while keeping a high level of respect for all those involved in the game.
Enjoy the game.
Back on BCTV as it is 4th down and a whole bunch. Trying to get that kickoff, and that's just let that thing roll down as it's going to go to the 36-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Spartans, and they're going to snap the ball about 3 times, and we'll be through the third quarter.
2.5 right now, Jeff. That looks like one of your lob wedges that you put on a green and just plunk right down it goes.
Yeah, but I wanted it to go to the S, and it only ended up on the 36. So it looked nice, but it was 14 yards short of the pin. 1st and 10 for the Pinconning Spartans. Again, as they're really starting to utilize some other people, getting some valuable reps right now. And Coach Mulligan will be able to utilize a lot of this in his film preparation for the next opponent. As the handoff goes in the back, Fork is grabbed once again by Richardson. Richardson does come back on the field, and he's been part of a lot of the defensive plays. He's definitely the defensive MVP for the Jaguars in this one.
Sounds like next week, Jeff, the Pinconning area Spartans are going to St. Louis to play the Sharks because the JV game will be here. So maybe another winnable game for the Pinconning area Spartans. They can get off to a great start at 3-0.
Well, and there is great tradition between those two teams. They're very spirited when they play each other over many of the years, as they get that off at the last second, and it really caused some confusion. You're going to get a 4 to 5 yard gain instead of an 8 to 10 yard loss. What a great job by Lowers.
I thought that was that Lowers or Aiden Fork? I don't know, but whoever it was, whoever the quarterback was, Fork or Lowers, a nice little flick right there.
Yep, and again, positive yards instead of a big loss. So very, very well done as the Spartans put themselves in a 3rd down and 3 yard to go situation.
30 seconds.
This will be the last play of the third quarter. And they're going to get the 1st down as they bang forward to the 25-yard line, and they'll run the clock out. They'll go to the other end of the field. They'll drop the ball down, and they're going to start cranking that clock. At the end of 3 quarters of play, 50-0, Pinconning on top over Flint United Jaguars. Back in a moment for the 4th quarter on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood, or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
All right, back on Bay County TV. You're hearing the end of it. We're YMCAing up here. So we're teaching Keelan a thing or two. She says, wow, now you're going to play a song I'm not familiar with. 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Again, Fork bangs forward. He picks up 7-8 yards on the play, and he's going to be down inside the 20-yard line before he's brought down on the play. No, they got a new running back here throwing him in there, Cole Klee. gets the call and picks up 7.5.
Junior running back, 5'9", 160-pound running back, Jeff. Good to see Cole getting some action tonight for the first time for the Pinconning area Spartans.
And again, big, valuable snaps for these kids that might have an opportunity to be shoved into a much more pressure situation, and they'll get the jitters out of the way. And the counter play the other way, and that is going to number 13 on the play in Cisco. He was running a little ginger because his right foot's so sore from kicking the football. But again, another small gain on the play. It'll be 3rd down and a couple of yards to go for the first down. But what a great night for the Pinconning area faithful. Got a good crowd on hand.
Yeah, and then Cisco, Jeff, made every extra point too. So that's huge too. Good job by that young man.
And I give a lot of credit to the center who's been spot on with all his exchanges tonight. I hope he doesn't boot this one just because I said something. But he's been perfect with it and into the backfield to stuff the running back. And I think that was number 5. I'm trying to – nope, number 6 on that tackle.
Kobe Richards.
Yeah.
He's had a nice game. We've called his name a couple times tonight.
Well, he came through the line. He was untouched, and he got into the backfield, and – no place for the Spartans to go. Loss on the play of 4. It'll be 4th down and 7. We're rolling on in the 4th quarter.
Nice to see Superintendent Andy Kowalczyk up in the press box at halftime. Jeff, want to thank Andy and Ken the Huber, their athletic director, for their hospitality. We always like coming up here, and they always treat us extremely well when Bay County TV is on campus.
Well, and when you talk to the folks here, they say it's a good sign when Bay County TV's here because we usually broadcast a win for them. So I'm sorry we can't do all 9. So they're going to throw that down the sideline, and just a little off on that pass as wide open out there was number. I couldn't tell who it is out there. I was looking for the number, and it escaped me, so can't give credit to.
I think it was number 9, but I don't think we have that number.
Right, and that's what I thought too, and I looked down and I didn't see one. So sometimes when you've got a kid with a number like that, it's a 5th quarter kid from the JV team coming up and getting a minute, but he didn't get on the roster, so unfortunately we can't give him any accolades. He's going to play defense now too.
Yep, he's going to come out and play a little defensive back, it looks like, for the Pinconning area Spartans.
Well, and they've got a number 56 going out there, and we don't have him, and Grauer goes out there, 72. Now big number 70's coming out, and that's Zachary Bishop. So a lot of folks getting some valuable snaps here. You got to love it.
Kids, they've got about 22 or 23 kids there, Jeff. So basically when you're running your plays, sometimes you either run them against the tackling dummies or you just go half the line on the right side and half on the odd side. And
well, if I'm running a half defense on offense, I'm going to call the
2-4-6.
No, I'm coming the opposite way with a counter play, and there's nobody there. Big gain. How'd they know?
You gained all your yards.
I was still caught in the backfield a couple of times. As Thomas tries to go to the outside again, he's caught in the backfield. He gets away from the first one. He's coming forward. He's running for his life. Guess what? He saw Rugenstein coming. He said, I better hit the dirt.
Well, new quarterback, Jeff, number 13, Jamari Ross in the game. And you're right, Rugenstein didn't go where he wasn't supposed to. Stayed in his lane. Good job by Rugenstein. That young man's had a tremendous football game for tonight for Pinconning.
He has been stellar on both sides of the football tonight. So a lot of people stepping out. Again, in case you missed it, Dubé ended up with a little twing of the hamstring, and so for precaution, Coach Mulligan said long season, great move. Get him healthy for the next weeks coming up, and hopefully he'll be back for next week and be a huge factor after 307 yards rushing in the week 1 against Tawas. 2nd down and about 10 yards to go again. The quarterback, again, is Ross, as we're down to 7 minutes. Ross with the handoff, and great job defensively again. Does Marcus Pickett maybe the one on the tackle?
The linebackers for Pinconning area too, Jeff. Marcus Pickett, number 49, and number 52, Maxwell Chonik, both juniors. So they're going to be back next year. And they're low. Pickett's 5'10", 195. So is Chonick 5'10", 195. You look at those two kids, man, they look like a linebackers.
Well, and for the last 3-4 years, I've been up here on Saturdays doing the 7th and 8th grade youth football game that takes place at 5 in the afternoon. They got some folks coming up here, too. So this program is being built from the bottom up as the pass is completed for a very modest gain. As the Pinconning defense, again, you look 6 hats to the football coming up off of the tackle.
Well, and it's really important that you get these younger kids that are in the tackle football program doing the same things that they're doing at the high school level, so it's not unfamiliar when they come up here, and they're ready to go. At the lower levels, the JV team is doing the same thing as the varsity, and when you're a varsity coach, the JV team kids come up here, you just need to coach them. They know exactly what the plays are and what you are expecting.
Well, on 4th down and 6 yards to go, when you teach your system at the lower level, when they get to high school, you fine-tune instead of teach. As that ball is going to be down way back inside the 10-yard line, and that is going to be an opportunity. We got a penalty flag down here after the play, and this – to me, this is going to be interesting because this flag came down after the play was done, so this should be a dead ball penalty.
I think it's going to be a personal foul against the Jaguar, Jeff. Just caught the very last of it at the end of the extracurriculars that were going on down there.
And they're a little frustrated right now. I got to believe they came up hoping that they'd be in this game, so let's see what Jimmy Fertakis has to say.
No, they're talking holding, but I thought it was a little more than that, but it was a hold against Jaguars.
So potentially the hold took place before that. It was just a little bit late on the flag coming out because otherwise I said that's got to be a dead ball penalty, and if it's against the Jaguars, it goes half the distance. So they just decline it, and they're going to get the ball, and they're almost to the point now where they can take some knees and wrap this thing up.
4 minutes and 28 seconds and counting here at Pinconning football field. The Spartans 50-0. They did everything in the first half to get to that 50, but it was an impressive showing for Pinconning.
Well, the only goal that they're probably not going to attain tonight is that 66-point victory that they had many, many years ago back in 2004. So
no, that was back in 1981.
81.
Oh.
So now you got it might have been a broken play, but Cisco limps into the end zone with that sore right leg. It's a Pinconning area Spartan touchdown.
Oh.
We're certainly giving Cisco a hard time, but his leg's got to be sore from all that kicking tonight.
Yeah, he's going to have to go home and get some Epsom salt on that toe from kicking all those extra points.
You know, and it almost looked like a broken play that turned into a touchdown, but that may have been by design.
So they got
Lowers.
Lowers is going to see what.
I think Cisco is going to hold for him because Lowers holds for Cisco. So now they're going vice. Lowers says, I'm a quarterback. I can throw that thing out. Oh, he tried to hit. And Cisco, he could have accommodated all 8 points on that one. No time out of the field as the clock continues to roll. And by the time they get this thing kicked off, we are going to be down about a minute and a half left in this football game.
Yeah, that was a little change of battery, so to speak, for the kicker and the holder, Jeff. So 56-0. The record for points for a Pinconning football team, Jeff, all the way back to 1981, 66 points they put up on the board.
Well, this has got to be in the top group of especially margin of victory that they've had in their career here. Is, again, I get a perma-grin when I see Coach Mulligan down there, and the hard work pays off, and he's been a guy that just says, believe in what I'm trying to do in the system I'm trying to put here. They had that faith and they had that belief in him. He went through some health concerns a few years ago. They stuck behind him, and he's come back bigger and better, and he has really unified this football team and this community.
Well, one of his favorite sayings, if you want to make history, you have to do something historical. And, they were close to doing that tonight, but I think this is one for the books for the Pinconning area Spartans.
Yeah, their theme all week, make history.
Yeah.
And they wanted to make a statement tonight, and I'm quite certain they accomplished that. As there's going to be a high end-over-end kick that is like one of your 9-irons, and I thought he touched his knee to the ground, but maybe not. Maybe he wishes he did, as he got another 5 yards on the play and got waxed.
Well, Pinconning's the cheese capital of Michigan, Jeff, and the cheeseburgers and everything covered in cheese is going to taste very, very good tonight here for all the folks up here in Pinconning area. What a tremendous win with $1:09 to go here in the game.
And up here they're going, you know what? I love the savor of this victory. And 2 weeks in a row, I could get used to this.
That's 2 big wins against,
yes.
You go back to the Northeast Michigan Conference when Pinconning was in there with Tawas. That was a good rivalry.
Ascota, John Glenn, and Ogemaw.
Standish, Ogemaw Heights.
Yep. They had 6, then they had 5, then they had 4, and then it went poof.
That was a tough league.
Oh, that was a lot of fun. That was back in our WKJC days.
Mundo.
As the tackle on that play is done by Zachary Bishop. The big fella says, "Oh, put me for a TFL tackle for loss for 7."
And we are at 25 to go.
They have no desire to snap the ball one more time, I believe. So they're going to officially just call it a 5-yard loss, and it will be, I think that it'll tick down right now. Jimmy Fortegas just picks up the ball and says, no need to run another play. I'm going to flick it off as we're down to about 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's all there is.
There isn't any more.
The final score in our ball game, the Pinconning area Spartans 56 and the Flint United Jaguars nothing. Oh, we'll be back with a happy post game in just a moment on BCTV.
High school sports are meant to be fun.
We love to represent our school, and we care about our sports.
We know you do too.
And because we all care, it can sometimes get intense.
So here's our perspective to make the experience more fun for everyone.
We know it's easy to react and yell during games, but we all make mistakes.
It makes the game more enjoyable when we hear you cheering positively.
Referees are human. Respect their decisions. They aren't perfect.
When you feel like yelling at an official, remember that you are representing our school.
As much as we want to win, just remember to keep the energy positive towards all.
During the season, we spend a lot of time with their coaches. They have a tough job.
You can support them by accepting their decisions.
And being thankful for all the time they have devoted to making us better.
Showing empathy and support to everyone involved is important.
Remember, you are the ones that set the example.
Thanks for coming to our games, taking us to practice, and always supporting us.
We couldn't do this without you.
We couldn't do this without you.
We couldn't do this without you.
We
couldn't do it without
you.
Good evening and welcome back to our Frank's Great Outdoor Post-Game Show on BCTV. We saw a first half for the books tonight. Wow factor for the Pinconning area Spartans.
It really was, Jess. It was just a dominating win by the Pinconning area Spartans. Jaguars shot themselves in the foot quite a bit tonight. Pinconning area took advantage of it, and they came away with a 56-0 win.
When you look at the second half, I think they accomplished way more than people will think because they got a lot of valuable snaps to a lot of people at secondary positions.
Yeah, you got a lot of kids playing tonight, Jeff, played a lot of different positions. Unfortunately, Dubé did not play tonight, so some of the other kids that took his place, they stepped up, and when they were done for the night, other kids came off to the bench and they stepped up. So it was good to see everybody get a part of this win. Everybody's going to have a good time. And, the old 12-hour rule, you got 12 hours to enjoy this. Come tomorrow, we're going to get back to work and get ready for St. Louis.
I think the one thing that we didn't make mention of during the game is they come out of this game healthy.
Yeah, we didn't see anybody get hurt. Dubé didn't play, but he took care of that hamstring tonight by not playing. They'll get him back to the training staff. They'll keep working on that. Hopefully he'll be ready for St. Louis next week. And I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't get to see him play, but I did get to see a lot of good things coming from the Spartans.
Coach Mulligan, we believe. We are elated with where this program is after week 2. got to be proud of your efforts, and the community is elated to see where this program is headed.
Yeah, first time since 2004 that they're going into Game 3 undefeated. It's just a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, a lot of passion, long hours, a lot of stuff in the weight room, the passing camps and stuff is all starting to pay off for the Pinconning Spartans.
The one improvement I saw from this week, from last week, their passing game clicked much better than last week.
Yeah, I think Lowers did a nice job. Fork did a nice job.
Jackson Hill
did a nice job too. So they got like a three-headed monster there. And I'm going to give some love to the big fellas up front. They gave the quarterback plenty of time to pass the football, and they also gave those running backs a lot of holes to run through. So the big fellas, hats off to you also for a great job tonight.
Big dogs were eating tonight. They were having a lot of fun in the trenches. But that about puts the wraps on a great night for Pinconning area football. Mike, always a pleasure to have you with us.
It was great to be back. Couldn't be happier for the Spartans, Jeff, and call me anytime if you need me, and I'll be there for you if I can.
All right. Have a great night. We'll look forward to talking with you next week. John, Glenn, and Garber. Have a great night, everyone.
We'll see you soon.